Hey everyone, welcome back to Deja on Demand. I'm your host, Deja Piper, and today we are going to be talking about how to create a proper routine, whether you are doing online school or you're stuck working from home. We will also talk about how to take care of your mental health while stuck inside. So let's get right into it. So, first things first, think about all you want to plan and accomplish with creating a routine and how you will benefit from it. This is very important, seeing as how the whole point of creating a routine is to be more productive and to make the most out of your day so that you feel accomplished. After that, you want to choose a time you would like to wake up and make sure it aligns reasonably with the time you go to sleep. Do not go to sleep at 12 in the morning expecting to function completely fine at 5 a.m. when you're supposed to wake up. It doesn't work like that. Trust me from experience, it does not work out like that. It's important to get the proper amounts of sleep, otherwise you wake up thinking you are functioning correctly, but end up not focusing in math class when you're supposed to solve x squared plus b squared. So before you go to sleep, create your own to-do list with all the things you want to accomplish the next day. I started doing this maybe 2 or 3 days ago, and it's pretty fun for me because I'm a very artistic person, so I like to get creative, and that's what I want you to do. Get some markers and pens, like colored pens or even highlighters, and get creative. To-do lists are zero fun if you just have plain old pencil and paper or pen and paper. Like, trust me, writing a to-do list out with just a black pen and your regular paper, that is absolutely horrible. I hate it, and I never get anything done. I'm always just, I'll do this later. I'll do that later. It's boring. Okay, that's why they do bullet journaling, and if you like bullet journaling, I would suggest you do that. And if you don't know what bullet journaling is, look it up. There's a bunch of inspo on Pinterest. It's basically taking a cute little notebook with dots all over it, which is why it's called bullet journaling, because it looks like bullet points all over the paper. And basically you'll just go ahead and draw out little boxes and things, just your creative mind, whatever you feel like you want to do. So for these to-do lists, be simple and be specific. One of the things that I suggest is making one of the first items on your list wake up or even breathe. Like today, the first item on my list was wake up, brush teeth, wash face, eat breakfast. Like, those are givens for me. Like, I'll wake up, I'll brush my teeth, I'll wash my face, and I'll go downstairs and eat some breakfast. And when you check all those off on your to-do list, it's kind of rewarding because you're like, man, I just woke up and I already have like 4 or 5 things done. Like, okay, let's get it. Like, let's get in this mode. Let's do this. Don't say anything like type essay today, because it sounds very overwhelming. When you see that, your brain thinks I have to type this entire 5 to 7 page essay. Or like if you're in college, like my mom for a PhD, she has to type 12-page papers. Don't do that. Don't say things like that. It's very overwhelming. Break it down. Just be like, create a thesis statement, or create the first paragraph of the essay, or get a rough outline of what this essay is going to entail, and then go back into that essay and fill in little points and make them actual paragraphs. Like, break it down into simple pieces. That way you don't feel so overwhelmed going into your day. Set an alarm. When it goes off, get up. No excuses. I'm so serious. When you snooze your alarm, you're telling your brain that waking up is not important. So sooner or later, your brain will get used to it. As we spoke about in the last episode, your brain gets used to certain things, and you'll wake up around 7 o'clock when your alarm went off at 5, and you're like, man, I set an alarm for 5 o'clock. Why didn't I wake up? Because you've been snoozing your alarm. Now, sometimes it's just force of habit that you have to get out of. But usually if your alarm is loud and it's enough to wake you up, usually it will wake you up. Another thing, eat a good breakfast in the morning and hit the ground running. Try to get as much done as you can. Don't stress yourself out if you don't get something done. If you didn't finish the project the night before it's due, I can't help you. Like, you decided that today is the day I'm going to be productive and I'm going to get all this stuff done. and you didn't prioritize the things on your list as high maintenance, then I really can't help you. One thing that is important with a to-do list is to really put important things on there. Yes, the first things on your list can be breathe, blink your eyes, that kind of stuff. But then you need to get more into what you have to do. Like your essay, it's due. So let's say it's due Tuesday. You cannot expect to be productive if you don't prioritize in time. Like you get to, it's 10 o'clock at night and you're like, oh crap, the last thing on my list to do is this essay because I took the time to procrastinate and do all these other things and didn't prioritize this essay that's due, and it's Monday night. It shouldn't be something I have to tell you in order for you to prioritize important things. That should be a given. So, like I said, you have to stop procrastinating important work. Like what you hear so far? Make sure you hit the subscribe button so that you never miss an episode. This podcast is made possible by you, the listeners. So if you would like to donate or join my Patreon, the links are down in the show notes. Please consider donating. So this last piece, how to take care of your mental health while in quarantine, it's similar to last week's episode where we talked about taking care of you and the art of glowing up and how glow ups are unhealthy and how to take a mental break, basically. So this episode is getting into how to take care of your mental while in quarantine. These are some general facts to do, not really quarantine related. The first couple of them are not really quarantine related, but we will get more into quarantine things. So the first thing that I suggest is don't get on your phone as soon as you wake up. Wait at least 30 to 40 minutes before you get on your phone. I have been failing at this, but try not to get on your phone 30 minutes before you go to sleep, because here are the facts. Blue light messes with your sleep schedule. So what it does is it tricks your brain into thinking that it's daytime. That's why sometimes you'll be on your phone and you'll look up and your eyes get that weird feeling. And it's like, man, it's really dark in this room. Like, I didn't even realize how dark it was, because the blue light tricks your eyes into thinking that it's still daytime. Darkness is what lets your brain know that it's time for you to go to bed. But if you're looking at your phone, you won't notice. If you're so fixated on the addictive apps on your phone, you'll not be aware of your surroundings, which is something that we really need to get better at, because the more and more we get immersed in these phones, the more we lose our sense of awareness. Like people can sneak up on us and things like that because we get so into our phone that we forget about everything around us, and that can be dangerous. Like I was saying, when you're on your device, you will not go to sleep even if you're on your phone, because your brain is like daytime, functioning, and you'll get tired. Your body gets tired. But have you ever noticed that you'll get off your phone and then you literally cannot function? You can't go to sleep. That's the blue light effect. That's the effect it makes on your brain. You're just I cannot go to sleep, no matter how hard I try. And what do you do when you can't go to sleep? You get on your phone, turn on a YouTube video, and you watch it until your brain forces your body to go to sleep. And 10 o'clock can turn into 2 a.m. super quick if you're not careful. So don't be on your phone before you go to sleep, and don't be on your phone in the morning. I say don't be on your phone in the morning because I think it kind of messes with your productivity. Your phone is your distraction. Your phone is what you use to get away from the world. You just woke up into the world. What are you getting away from? And I think it kind of hinders your productivity. You wake up and be lazy, you're most likely going to be lazy the entire day. So my next tip is to read a chapter of a book every day. I love reading. Reading is everything to me. It's one of the things that I connected with when I met my best friend. She loves reading as much as I love reading, probably more, but I absolutely love reading. and I think everyone should do it, but not everyone likes reading. So I suggest doing things like just read a chapter of like a random book, like not even a random book. Find a book that draws you in or captures your attention. And when you do that, pick the book up, read a chapter, sit it down. Maybe you'll get so immersed that you'll get lost. Maybe it's just a chapter a day. Maybe it's 2 chapters a day. Like whatever floats your boat. Me, I can read an entire book in a day. I've done it before. But reading is awesome. And when you read different varieties of books and different genres and things like that, you tend to pick up vocabulary that was in the book, and that's how you grow your vocabulary, by reading. Another thing is, which is kind of quarantine specific but also like general idea, ask for help if you need it. We are in this together, and I know you hear that all the time, like alone together. Like, what does that even mean? But if you need help, ask for it. Some people are sitting at home doing absolutely nothing, and I'm sure they will not mind if you ask them for something. It gives them something to do. People like when they are busy, not when they're too busy, but they like when they're doing something. And also it just makes you feel good when you help others. Like, not only ask for help, offer help. If you need anything or you feel helpless, reach out to someone. If you don't have a good support system and can't talk to anyone, my DMs are always open. Keep in touch with your friends. And remember that support system I talked about like 5 seconds ago? Those can be your friends. Your support system can be your friends. I know that my support system is my mom, but outside of my mom, my support system is also my best friend, Virginia. Your friends can also be supportive. And if you started off your relationship being your true self, all you, like nothing left out, then they should literally have no problem listening to you because they're used to it. And even if you just have a chill like FaceTime call or you're texting your friends and stuff, like they should have no problem talking to you. They're your friends for a reason. And if your friends are not your friends, try and find some new ones. I know people, I don't personally have internet best friends, but a lot of people say that internet best friends are better than in-person friends. I don't know if that's true, but like try it. Don't get kidnapped, but know the risk. Just chilling and like talking to friends like that can just be therapeutic in its own way. The next thing is eating well. Now, this does not mean go on a diet. It just means you need to eat, and eat at the right time for you. Eat breakfast, lunch, or snack. Sometimes I eat lunch, sometimes I like to snack. It doesn't matter. I don't eat as often, but when I do eat, I eat. Like, I can eat a party pack of Chips Ahoy in like 3 days. And I remember my mom went to the store to get it, and she said the cashier told her like, those should last like 2 weeks. Sweetheart, I ate that in 3 days. Those will not last 2 weeks. You have not met Digitomae Piper, which that's probably not healthy, but whatever. God gave us man-made cookies. This woman will not let them go to waste. No way on God's green earth, period. But some more things you can do to keep busy in quarantine is advocating. And I know you're like, huh? But we all know about the Black Lives Matter movement. We all know, well, I'm sure some of us know about what's happening in Lebanon. If you follow me on Instagram, I posted some things about it. Also, I talked about it in the intro to the podcast. Hopefully that by the time this gets posted, Lebanon will be okay, but I will put links in the description for you to donate. Also, to support Black businesses. There are lots of Black businesses out there that are thriving, and you can support them by buying their products or just posting it and talking about it. Advocating is something that I am currently doing. I am an activist, and one thing that I really encourage is posting about it, talking about it, and have conversations with friends and family. Like, if you have conservative friends or family, talk to them about this. Have a conversation with them, because it is absolutely important for everyone in America to be on the same page. And I know that is not true right now, but it's important. I know Georgia is very conservative, and sometimes we just have to have these conversations. I saw a video of like these girls, they were like reenacting the George Floyd thing, and they were like making fun of it, and it was posted on Instagram. I don't have the video. I think I deleted it. But that's something that we need to start talking about. Become an activist in your community. Start posting things. Another thing for you to do in quarantine is make your own stuff. If you like to knit, you can knit. If you like to make clothes, you can make masks. You can make anything. I know if you make masks, you can make some profit. If you know how to make toilet paper, like find something that you like to do. I personally am doing a podcast, but not just because of quarantine. I like to read. I like to write. I am like writing a book, but like not really. I'm writing it, but very slowly because it's not my number one priority. And right now the school year is beginning to start. And so what you can do is prepare for the school year. Create a organization system that you know is going to work. Like for me, I am doing online school this year. So I'm aware that everything I do is have to be digital. So I've downloaded notes like Microsoft OneNote because my school offers Office 365, or it's called Microsoft 365 now. So I have all the Microsoft apps on here. And I also have Notion. Notion is like pretty simple. It's like this minimalistic look. I love it. I downloaded Grammarly. Like this is all on my computer, and you can download this on your like iPad, and I think they offer some iPhone apps out there. I know Notion and Grammarly have iPhone apps. Another thing I'm doing is organizing my Google Docs and just prepare for school. I actually bought some mild liners, and if you know what those are, oh my god, like they're kind of heavenly. Like I kind of get the hype, but I kind of don't get it. Like they're just markers, but they're like really mild colored highlighters. There are some bright ones. I have a couple of those. I have the orange and the yellow fluorescent and the pink, but besides that, like the rest of them are like really neutral toned colors, and they're really cool. I like them. I bought into the hype. You can too if you want to. So here's a couple more things you can do. You can start a blog. I recently did a website. Eventually I'll upgrade and get my own domain, but for now it's just Wixsite, and I'm going to be posting some things on there for a blog. If you have any old instruments, or you have like, if your dad or your mom has a shed full of wood and stuff, you can like build stuff, write poetry. I didn't realize that poetry was like so beautiful until one day we were in language arts class and we had to write a poem, and it just like flowed right out of me, and I was like, man, like sweetheart, she is talented. Watch movies, like binge watch a whole bunch of movies. I plan on binge watching a whole bunch of Star Wars movies that I have, but they have all the Star Wars movies. I think it's on my cable, and I plan on binge watching all the Star Wars movies, and then probably all the Marvel movies ever, because Marvel is better than DC. Fight me. You can read some books, like I said earlier. Meditation is like really calming actually, if you really like sit down and just breathe and like focus on your breath. Like when you open your eyes, it'll feel like the weight of the world just got lifted off of your shoulders. It's amazing. Create your own skincare routine, or make your own skincare products, make your own hair products, and you could make a business out of that. You can just look at pictures of puppies if you want to, like that's good too. I have a puppy to look at, so I'm cool on that. She probably would fight me if she found out I was like simping for other puppies. You can write some songs, post them on YouTube, post them on Instagram, blow up, you know, get a record deal. Learn calligraphy. Calligraphy is actually like, I thought it was like super hard. I got this like calligraphy set, and it was kind of hard for me because I don't know, my hands just didn't move that way, and I know you just have to practice and eventually you'll get it, but I was just like so confused, and I didn't know what, it was so hard to like press down and then go up. Why can't you just do it like regular? So I don't do that. I just write in cursive like normal people. But calligraphy is so pretty. If you're one of those people who can really write in calligraphy, you can like post like satisfying videos of you writing, and it will literally blow up. I promise you, I will watch those all day. Try on clothes. See if they spark joy, like Marie Kondo says. And if they don't fit or you don't want them anymore, sell them on Depop. Make a couple of coins, you know, take them to Plato's Closet or something. Get some money. Organize your space. Clean your room. Deep clean your room. Get in there. Bake. Baking is really good. I baked a cake, and I don't like icing, so I didn't eat it with icing. But I baked a cake, and I ate it all myself. I didn't eat it all at once, but I ate it over the course of a week or so. It wasn't that big of a cake, and honestly, it was absolutely amazing. It was the German chocolate cake. My aunt gave it to me because she like had it, and she like gave me the cake and the icing, but I left the icing at her house because I don't like icing. You can use Skype, FaceTime, Google Hangouts, or Marco Polo to video chat with your friends. You can also use, House Party to chat with your friends. I was on House Party, and I think they had like a day where like the baby was like doing a live stream or something, and it was so weird. And like, he's literally everything I thought he was. Like, he just literally does that one dance with his hands in the air the whole time, and I was just like, Jesus Christ, what in the world? You can draw yourself, do like a self-portrait. It doesn't have to be accurate, just do something funny. Like, this one girl on Byte, she's drawing her subscribers or her followers, and it's like absolutely horrible, but it's hilarious and I love it. Take a bath, just soak in the bathtub and relax, put some essential oils in there, and just, I know my mom does that all the time. She uses Epsom salt. I've used it before. It's relaxing. Color on some coloring books. They're not for little kids, okay? Even better, like, watch Sid the Science Kid and like Octonauts and Bubble Guppies and all that if you're my age. Like, I'm so serious. Like, it's so relaxing, and I don't know why we stopped doing that when we got older, but watching cartoons in the morning is absolutely like therapeutic, and I love it, and it just takes me back to my childhood. I love that so much. That's probably why I just speed talk through that whole thing. Try things on Pinterest. I love going through Pinterest. I thought Pinterest was lame until I downloaded it because I was going on this social media cleanse, and Pinterest has me stuck sometimes. They have some really good study hacks and things like that. They have recipes and all that on there. If you don't know, Pinterest is absolutely amazing. Fix things around your house. Like, go around and be like, we never hung this up, or we never did that. Like, go around and do those little things that you never did and make your home the way you want it to be. Like, if you always say like, I want to paint my room, like, ask your mom, paint your room. Ask your mom or dad or your guardian, whoever you live with. Do fortune tellers. I have been like looking for like the perfect way to do a fortune teller because I completely lost that. But I used to make fortune tellers for people in elementary school. Like, elementary and middle school, I would make fortune tellers for everyone and like give it to people, and they like give me something for it. Like, it was awesome. I had my own little business going on. Create a photo book. I actually want to do that. I don't know when I would do it, but I do know that I want to create like a photo book full of like me and my friends. We don't take lots of pictures, so I want us to do that this year, because that's one thing that I think we messed up on. It's just not taking a lot of pictures together. I only have a couple of pictures that I've taken of my friends. I did this thing with my mom where we had a themed dinner, got all dressed up and had dinner, and it was like really nice. I liked dressing up and going downstairs to have dinner. I know somebody on TikTok was doing like every night there was a different theme, and they were like pretending they were on a cruise ship and stuff like that. That's actually where I got the idea. You can have an obstacle course in your backyard and stuff like that, having a scavenger hunt or something, just something really small and simple. Dye your hair, no one's gonna see you. I got box braids, so the extension hair actually red at the tip, and that's something brand new for me. I didn't want to dye my hair. Can't do that because ROTC, but I took a risk with the red and I kind of like it. I might try like gray next because that is the theme of my podcast, so maybe I should like match my podcast. Teach your dog new tricks. I was trying to teach my dog to stay, and she literally would not stay. Like, that really got on my nerves. I was like, why can't she not stay? But that's a lot of options. But that's just like a couple of things that you could do in quarantine and to be productive and like get some stuff done. Try new things, figure out what you want to do. I know that my summer has started off boring, and now it's kind of like picking up speed, but we're going into school, so it's like, oh Lord. Which is one reason why I really wanted to like launch the podcast. now and just like get going while I have this momentum. Just to recap, because I know you probably forgot a lot of the things I said. Creating a routine, think about why you want it to accomplish, how you're going to accomplish, and how you're going to benefit. Choose when you want to go to sleep, when you want to wake up. Make sure that it's a healthy amount of time in between so that you get a good night's rest. Create your to-do list before you go to bed. Be creative with it. Have fun. If you want to paint your to-do list, go ahead and do that. That's a little extra, but go ahead and do that. Set an alarm. When it goes off, get up and eat a good breakfast and just go for it. And when it comes to take care of your mental health while you're in quarantine, have time to reflect. One thing that I am doing right now is every other day I will write about like how I'm feeling and what happened, just to get some things off my chest, because I know that when I write things out, I tend to let things go a little faster. Keep in touch with your friends, call them, check on them, see if they're okay, see if anything's wrong, see if everything's going good. I exposed myself to my best friend Virginia because we were quarantined inside the house for like more than 2 weeks. So I went over her house and we had like a pool weekend. Eat. Don't forget to eat, because I know that because we're doing nothing every day, it's kind of like you don't want to get out of bed. You kind of forget to eat. And I used to do it all the time. I would forget to eat. Don't forget to eat. Take care of yourself. You don't have to absolutely eat healthy, but try to at least eat something good, like have some fruit, have some vegetables, Thank you for listening to Deja On Demand. If you love Deja On Demand, and even if you did not love Deja On Demand, please leave a review on iTunes or Apple Podcasts, however you want to say it, and rate us. Also, go in the show notes, click the links provided, join our Patreon. That will help me. You don't even have to do the other Patreon subscriptions, $5 a month. That's good, right? Also, Help Lebanon. That will be in the description. Also, we are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Stitcher, and a whole bunch more. Wherever you're listening, thank you. I absolutely love you, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye. Mwah. This podcast is brought to you by Pearls Community Restoration, healing the soul to restore the body.